Please stand. I would ask Mr. Harwell if he'd lead us in the prayer and pledge.
Heavenly Father, thank you for that, God. I thank you for this beautiful weather we have, and thank you for all the people that came down here today to our meeting. I ask you to keep them safe in the crowd. I ask you to give us wisdom and understanding and knowledge of things that we need to do today for the business school system. I ask you again to be with our superintendent, his staff, and all the teachers and students, keep them safe. I ask you to be with our country, God. I pray for our president and the leaders of our country, our state, and our local city, God, that you give them wisdom and understanding the things that we need to do for our people that we represent. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Good morning. I call this meeting to order. This is the regular board meeting of March the 28th, 2022. I'd ask at this time for an approval for the minutes.
So moved.
Been moved and properly seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I ask that we approve the agenda, and but prior to doing that, were there any additions to the agenda, Mr. Superintendent?
Yes, sir. If you will turn to action item 16. Action item 16 is the Mobile County Training School roof brick replacement. We had 3 bids. We went with the lowest bidder. That's E. Cornell and Malone for $2,385,240, and that's coming out of PSF funds. That's action item G16. You want me to go to the consent? We have one that's,
Were there any others added?
no, sir.
Okay, so that one was the only one that was added since our work session.
Correct.
All right, thank you. Now, do I hear a motion that we adopt the agenda with the addition? Second. Been moved and properly seconded, we adopt the agenda with the addition. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
consent agenda 13 was added after the work session.
I'm sorry.
Consent agenda 13 was added after the work session.
I was asking you, consent. Could I have an addition on the consent? The consent agenda.
All right, now, 13 in the consent,
Yes. It's H
Sorry.
13.
I'm sorry?
That's okay.
Yes.
It's
ahead.
the agreement with the City of Mobile and the Strategic Initiative Family Intervention Team with the partnership with the City of Gulf Coast Technology Center is to retain services for the FIT team to assess and monitor any linked juveniles who demonstrate negative or violent behavior along with their families. There's no cost to the system, and this is on the consent agenda H13.
Are there any other additions to any other parts of the agenda?
No, sir.
Okay. You have seen the 2 additions, the one to the action items and the one to the consent agenda. Do I hear a motion for the adoption of the agenda?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
offer motion we approve the agenda as amended.
Do I hear a second? Second. Been moved and properly seconded to approve the agenda as amended. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Reports and recognitions. Oh, announcements, I'm sorry. Do you have any announcements, Mr. Stringfellow?
No, sir.
No, sir.
I have none. No, sir.
No, sir.
Good. Reports and recognitions. I'm sorry.
You go to the social workers first?
Yes, we can do that first. I want to remind everybody that March is National Social Workers Month. We're recognizing our licensed social workers who do so much to enhance the lives of at-risk students by working to reduce the barriers to education and improve academic success. They work with schools, with students, with parents, with community members, with community organizations. And we're certainly proud of our social workers, and I'd like for them to stand at this time. And I would like for Denise Reamer, who is over the social workers, to introduce them by name, if you would, Denise. I'm sorry, if you know them, would you?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for that recognition. I'll start right here. So all of them we have several in different divisions. So I'll introduce first Dr. Larissa Garrett, and she's in the Federal Programs Division. And this is Emily Robinson, and she's in our attendance department. And back here is Pam Bryant. She's in our social services department and student support services. Mary Parker, who's also in social services, and Laura Curtis, social services, Lauren Henson, social services, Kenya Criminale, social services, Donnell Benefield, social services, Valencia Henderson, social services. Let's see, oh, and we also have one of our interns here too. Social work student from the University of South Alabama who's learning from all of us. And then we have Hillary Lett in social services. And then we have Corey Odom, social services, Haley Pham, social services, C.G. Bendall, social services, Dr. Nishidia White Chapman, social services, Tamekia King, social services, and in the back, we have Missy Marshall, who's in the attendance department. Did I miss anyone? Do we have anybody else? We have a few others in our attendance department who are not here today. They might have had court.
Well, Denise, we certainly thank you. And, I may add something here, if it's okay. When I first became a principal, we had a social worker, singular. This is a commentary on where our society has gone since 1976. That's when I first became a principal. And I want to thank all of you ladies for your dedication. On behalf of the board, I want to thank all of you for your dedication and commitment to the boys and girls and to the parents and our communities in Mobile County. Thank you so much. Okay, Renee, do you have anything?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
And also, I see one of their biggest cheerleaders, Assistant Superintendent, Mr. Terrence Mixon, applauding them as well. So.
I was going to say too, Dr. Foster, without the support of Mr. Craig Hill, Dr. Brackens, and our boss, Mr. Mason, we would not have been here today. And so we really appreciate the opportunity to serve all of the students and families in Fresno County.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Renee?
And now we do have some national champions in the room. So I'd like to call forward the Sims Middle School cheerleaders. And as well as Mr. Harwell, who represents them.
Oh, look at that. Look at those jackets.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I think, Ms. Evans, you come down this way. Because I'm not even going to try to introduce all these girls.
Do you want me to
So-
give you some background?
Well, you can.
Okay, thank you. Okay, congratulations to the Sims Middle School cheerleading squad for being national champions. The squad, led by Coach Kelly Evans, placed first in their division in every competition this season. They were named regional champs and state champs. Most recently, they competed at the UCA National High School Cheerleading Competition in Orlando, Florida, and placed first in their division, making them the national champions. They are the only middle school in the state of Alabama to earn a national championship title. And besides Coach Kelly Evans, the squad is led by assistant coaches Randy Evans and Kylie Addison.
gonna go left to right. So, we have Rosalie, she's our captain, and, Destiny Buckley, Kylie Hofflick, Lauren Curtis, Braden Ott, Reagan Kelly, Melody McLean, Allison Davis, I can't see down that far, Casey Pritchett, oh gosh, I wanna call her virtual girl.
Hey, let's do this.
We know, I
Let me
can't
this
see.
this way.
Thank you so
There
much.
you go.
Kaylin Orr, I'm sorry, I have nicknames for all of them, and I can't remember their first names anymore. And Coley Stedham, Taylor, Olivia, Olivia. Oh my gosh, y'all, this is terrible. Oh, you'll take your nicknames? Okay. Olivia and Addison. And then my co-coaches down there. Did I get everybody? Oh, and Rayleigh, where'd you go? Oh, here you are, at the end. Rayleigh Perry, sorry. It's bad when you give them all nicknames, because that's all I can think about. But we're super proud of them. They worked really hard this season. They gave it their all, and they set a goal, and they reached their goal, and so hopefully we can do it again this year.
On behalf of the board, we appreciate cheerleaders. Y'all make a lot of racket. I never had a daughter, so I don't know much about cheerleaders, but I will say this, y'all's moms and whoever knows, y'all put a lot of pictures. I was kind of, if you do Facebook, and I shouldn't say I have a Facebook person that helps me, and she lets me know when, so I start watching, and I know I'm friends with some of them, so I say, oh, y'all's pictures, and I know y'all did a really good job, and we appreciate it. I think we're going to take a picture of everybody. So where are we going to go?
You just go right here, get in 2 or 3 rows. I know y'all know how to do that. Mr. Harwell, Coach Evans, you want to
And
get a picture?
I want to say, this is Miss Evans, and that's her 2 daughters. Everybody thinks they're her sisters, but they're really her daughters.
I gotta also say
Oh,
thank you
Mr.
to Mr. Ellis, because without him, we would not be able to compete at this level. He just gives us liberty to do what we need to do, so I appreciate you so much.
And I will say that working hard is an understatement for them. They work every day, constantly, every day.
And some of their parents are here today, proud mamas, huh? I think they're getting back to class. Okay, now I'm going to call forward Kelly Parker from Tanner Williams Elementary School and Mr. Harwell, William Edmonds from Barton Academy and Ms. McDade, and Jamie Beau Sarge from Bryant High School and Dr. Foster. Okay, if you just want to stand by your Teacher of the Year. Yes. Okay. Mobile County Public Schools recognize its top 3 teachers of 2022, naming them as the countywide Teachers of the Year and surprising them in their classrooms recently. They are Kelly Parker of Tanner Williams Elementary School, who was named Mobile County Elementary School Teacher of the Year, William Edmonds of Barton Academy for Advanced World Studies, who was named the Mobile County Middle School Teacher of the Year, Jamie Beau Sarge of Bryant High as the Mobile County High School Teacher of the Year. So each of Mobile County's 90 schools selected a Teacher of the Year who was then nominated for the countywide honor. A committee selected these 3 winners and is forwarding their application, or has already forwarded their application to the state for Teacher of the Year. So first I'm going to tell you a little bit about Kelly Parker. Her principal is here. Miss Lowell, do you want to just stand? And she brought some fans from Tanner Williams. Kelly Parker is a national board certified teacher who teaches second grade at Tanner Williams Elementary. An educator for 14 years, she has also taught kindergarten and first grade, looping up with her same class of students. She is one of MCPSS's first dyslexia interventionist resource teachers. She has led professional development on foundational reading skills and served on her school's teams for accreditation through advanced ed. She took a lead role at Tanner Williams in implementing project-based learning. She received a grant from Ag in the Classroom to fund a greenhouse where students planted seeds to sell and raised more than $2,000 for the school. She enjoys sharing her love of writing with her students, allowing each class to complete a book for their successors as part of the series Sweet Home Tanner Williams. She is LETRS Letters Certified and has attended Space Camp for Teachers. She has a bachelor's and master's degrees from the University of South Alabama and an education specialist degree from the University of West Alabama. So congratulations, Kelly Parker. I think Mr. Harwell, you want to say a few words? Or you want to wait till the end and do it?
So I got to go out to visit her at her school, Miss Lowell, and you know, when you walk into a classroom, and of course, you got a lot of little ones in there, little first graders or whatever. But it was just amazing how much they paid attention to her, and we should have videoed that for their parents because you did very good with them. They just sat down, they did things, but you could tell the excitement that the kids had for her when they found out. It was just, you know, when you go into those classrooms with the teacher of the year, and you can just, even the little ones, they were so proud of her. So, and we're proud of you. Your parents, anybody come today, or? Yeah, and her mom and dad was real proud of her. Her sister was there that day, and so community and Miss Lowell and a great community in Tanner Williams, and just appreciate everything you do at the school.
So next up, we have William Edmonds, and his principal is here, Dr. Amanda Jones, if you want to stand. Okay, William Edmonds is a national board certified teacher who teaches French at Barton Academy for Advanced World Studies. With 24 years of experience in the classroom, Edmonds has also taught French across the state of Alabama through the Access Distance Learning Program, as well as at the University of South Alabama and the University of Mobile. He has served as an international baccalaureate examiner, grading IB exams, and is president of the Alliance Française de Mobile. I'm not a French speaker, so. Before becoming a teacher, Edmonds was a banker. He has a bachelor's degree in global business and French from the University of Mobile and a master's degree in education from the University of South Alabama. He has participated in intensive language immersion and study, correct me, Mr. Edmonds, at the Centre des Langues à Louvain la Nueve et in Louvain.
Close enough.
In Belgium, and the Institut de Touraine in France. He also received a research scholarship to travel to Canada and Louisiana to study the deportation of the French-speaking Acadians. He believes teaching should be engaging for each student and that teachers should create a shared and fun learning community for all. Congratulations, Mr. Edmonds.
This is great. Mr. Edmond is one of those educators that when you walk into his classroom and his students are continually being engaged. We walked in with banners, a camera, about four different individuals. The kids never turned and looked at us. They were actively engaged with him. Mr. Edmond turned and looked at us. He continued to teach. So Dr. Jones said, Mr. Edmond, you're our teacher of the year for middle school. And he looked at us. He said, thank you. What am I supposed to do? So Dr. Jones told him, come and stand. We're going to take some pictures. We had the videographer there, cameras flashing everywhere, his wife. And the amazing part was we applauded him for his efforts in the classroom. But when you open the door, his colleagues were his biggest cheerleaders. And as a former teacher, I was just totally amazed how wonderful that they had to come out of their classes. They wanted to come and cheer him on and give him all the support. One of the things that I learned from Dr. Jones about Mr. Edmond was, if you ever go in Barton, it's decorated beautifully. For Mardi Gras, when you walk downtown Mobile and you went on Government Street, you saw the decoration of the building, all the fleur-de-lis and all of that. Mr. Edmond did it. So I asked Dr. Jones, I said, Dr. Jones, did you hire someone to come in and decorate? She said, no, Mr. Edmonds did it. So when they're having events or activities going on, Mr. Edmonds is the go-to man. So we're applauding for all of his effort, his energies, and continue what you're doing. You're making District 4 look very, very well. I appreciate you.
So next up, we have Jamie Beau Sarge, and her principal is here, Mr. David Sprinkle. Will you stand? Jamie Beau Sarge was a laboratory technician at a local hospital before she decided to switch careers to education. She now teaches biology, anatomy, and biotechnology at Bryant High School in Bayou-La-Battery. She sponsors the Student Government Association and co-sponsors the Spirit Congress. She started the After-School Science of Crime Scene Investigation program. Having received a bachelor's degree from the University of South Alabama and a master's degree from the University of West Alabama, Beau Sarge is in her 14th year of teaching. She is currently working on her education specialist degree from the University of Alabama. Beau Sarge has received several awards and grants, including the Shell Regional Lab Challenge for High School and Texas Instruments STEM Grant. She aspires to lead by example, promoting a culture of lifelong learning. Her classroom includes opportunities for inquiry-based learning, and she teaches real-world lessons that encourage students to develop problem-solving and critical thinking skills. Congratulations, Ms. Beau Sarge.
This is presented to Jamie Beau Sarge, and I like that Mr. Sprinkle's here today too, and Ms. Beau Sarge, and her maiden name was even a Bayou name. See, we have some names that are Bayou-La-Battery names, okay? Foster was not one of them. There was nobody kin to me down there, so it was not a Bayou-La-Battery name. But Beau Sarge and Sprinkle, that's Bayou-La-Battery, okay? Let me assure you, and I thank you for representing Bryant High School and for representing the Bayou and the southern part of the county as one of our Teachers of the Year. I'm sorry that I was not able to make it the day that they did the surprise down there, but I certainly sent regards, hopefully were transmitted to you by Mr. Sprinkle, and I'm certainly proud of you. We've had a number, quite a number. Since I've been on the board, I've noticed we've had 3 or 4 Teachers of the Year that have been from Bryant High School. And this is impressive to have that many in such a short period of time. We're certainly proud of you, Jamie, and we want you to know that. We want all the Bayou to be proud of you, and I know that Bryant High School is too. And so on behalf of the board, we present you with this certificate of recognition. Thank you so much.
And now we'd like to get a picture of you, all 6 of you. Stay there.
I knew he was going to get to he tries to get in the middle.
All right, Miss Lowell, Dr. Jones, and Mr. Sprinkle, they want a picture with the principals too.
Yeah, you get right in the middle. Turn sideways. Thank you.
Congratulations. I think they're going to head back to class. That's all the recognitions we have.
Okay, Mr. Superintendent, do we have any citizen requests?
No, sir.
Okay, would you begin with the action items, please?
Yes, sir, but before I do, I have a quick question for Mr. Mixon. Yes, sir. Is it very difficult to find male social workers? Go ahead. Go ahead. Yes.
Yes, sir, it is. There are very few males in the profession. We would love to have some. So we actually
because of
are,
that social-
we're maybe gonna have a male social work student in the fall. So, but we've tried, we have been trying to hire male.
I thought it was just strategic to have all women. Right. Thank you.
Good question, Mr. Thread.
All right, on to our action items. G1 is the reapportionment for the board election for the districts. A minor revision to the mutual boundary line between Board District 3 and 4. I asked the board to approve the minor revision between District 3 and 4.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
inasmuch as these items have been thoroughly vetted in last week's work session, I'd like to offer a motion that we approve action items 1 through 20.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded to approve action items 1 through 20. Is there any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, action items G21 is Spencer Westlawn Elementary School roof replacement. We had 5 bids. We approved the lowest bidder with Double A Construction for $407,300, and that fund source is coming out of insurance money. I ask that you approve action item G21.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I ask for approval of action items 21 through 34.
Second.
Been moved and properly seconded to approve action items 21 through 34.
Yes, sir.
Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, on to
Consent agenda?
the consent agenda, H1 for STEM for Kids for Indian Springs Elementary School to provide STEM summer camps for grades K through 5 at Indian Springs. That fund source is ARP funds, and the amount is $4,000. That's H1 on the consent agenda.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I ask that we, on the consent agenda, approve items 1 through 15.
Been moved and properly seconded to approve items 1 through 15 on the consent agenda. Is there any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, on to I, student expulsion. You should have 7 items which will be listed on the separate cover for student expulsion.
Okay, do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Move for approval of student expulsions 1 through 7.
Second.
Been moved and properly seconded for student expulsions 1 through 7. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Information, Mr. Superintendent.
Yes, sir. Information item J1 would be the monthly financial statements that you have in front of you. And also, information item J2, purchase orders 5,000 and over, which you also have
Thank
in
you.
front of you.
Mr. Attorney, I know that you have sent us information with regard to some settlements.
Yes, sir. We have 3 agreed-to settlements. First one is a teacher. I sent the document to you on March 7th. Second was a teacher. I sent the document to the board on March 16th. And the third one is a bus driver that I sent to everyone last Thursday. The administration requested those agreed-to suspensions be approved by the board.
Did everyone have an opportunity to read those?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
offer motion that the board concur with the recommendation and agreement reached between the employee and the attorney.
Is there a second?
Second.
Been moved and properly seconded to receive the recommendation and approve the recommendation, those that have been negotiated. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any meetings, Mr. Superintendent? Okay, do I hear any other motions?
That's why you looking at me. Oh, so the move, motion adjourned. Oh, second.
Thank you.
Been moved and seconded multiple times that we adjourned. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. We're adjourned, and we ask that you clear out as quickly as you possibly can. We have a hearing that